For those of you that have seen some of my videos, you may know that Ken and I were very fortunate this year. We spent over 150 days in the past year traveling. And I like to say that Ken and I have had a wonderful life of travel. We've been blessed to see so much of this world. We really, really have. We're very fortunate, and I'm very grateful. But if I'm honest, even though we've had some of these amazing ventures, we have made some mistakes and we've learned a lot along the way. And so maybe by sharing them, I can save you from making the same mistakes and from having a few of the regrets that we've had. I'm Maureen Dabransky. This is Life Starts at Retirement. Please consider subscribing. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Life Starts at Retirement. It's well over 35,000 members now. Thank you for being here. So here are some of the regrets and lessons that we've learned from so much travel. Number one, waiting too long to see certain places. Here's the truth. Long flights get harder as you get older. When you're younger, 20 hours on a plane to Asia or New Zealand seems like an adventure. But by the time you're 70 or even 62, it's hard sometimes. It's not so much of an adventure. So I've learned the younger you are, the easier it is to travel further. Travel to Europe now. Go to Australia. Do it now while your body, and to be honest, your mind can handle the long trips. The thought of those flights, even just the thought of them, are getting harder and harder to think about. So if you're thinking about going to these far, far away places, do it now or do it while you have the energy. Don't wait too long to see certain places. Number two, there were many times where we were rushing through our bucket list destinations, or looking back, it seems like it. And you'll hear common theme throughout this about money, but let's talk about rushing through the bucket list. Now, when we went to many of these places in Europe, that's one of the main places we were this year. We only gave ourselves maybe a couple of days before the cruise or even a day or two after the cruise. Big mistake. Those are places we literally could have spent weeks exploring. But at the time, we were being frugal or cheap. We were worried about hotel costs. We were worried about renting a car. We were worried about spending money. Those places, some of them aren't cheap. But now as I look back and I think a few extra nights compared to the memories of a lifetime, we were there. So what if we would have spent $1,000 more on this trip of a lifetime? Sometimes you just have to spend the money if you can. So we rushed through those destinations, our bucket list destinations, and looking back, we should have taken more time there. Number three, this is something that is amazing. Travel points. If travel is on your list, before you book anything, get a rewards card from wherever it is you're booking. Sign up for their loyalty program every single time. You never know how many flights you're going to have with that same airline or subsidiary, a partner of that airline, how many hotels, how many car rentals, everything. Every time you stay at one of those places, those points add up. And we have a travel visa through TD Canada Trust, one of our banks up here. It's amazing. We use it for everything except for international travel. But those points add up as well. Every single time you sign up for one or use one, it helps you. And then the thing that you need to do then is be sure to check them often or when you can and see how many points you have and what you can get and use them. Don't let them sit there. Don't let them expire. If they do, use them. So number four, I guess I word this one experiences or experience stuff or experience, not things. Experiences, not things. I'm not a stuff person. I don't like stuff. I don't like knickknacks. I don't like any kind of that stuff. I don't even think I have more than one or two souvenirs from all of the places we've been and all of the ones everywhere that we've gone. I don't even think I've gotten, I do. I have one souvenir, I think. I have an ankle bracelet from Greece with that Greek eye on it that's supposed to keep you safe. I really think that's the only souvenir I have. Now, for me, that's easy because I'm not a stuff person. But if you're a stuff person, I want you to think about it this way. I would much rather spend my money on experiences than stuff. That's what I would highly recommend. If you have enough money to buy stuff and experiences, good on you, go to the next one. But if you have to choose between stuff and experiences, go for the experiences. Think about this. Just this last year, we've tubed down a river in Costa Rica. We've ridden a camel in Africa. We've taken a float plane to the fjords in Norway. We have visited or swam or walked in so many different oceans just in this last year. And there's still so many things I want to do. So spend the money if you can on experiences versus stuff. Experiences are so worth it. Number 5, a regret that I have that I'm working on, not staying long enough in the US. So we have a place that we stay in Surprise, Arizona. And when we first started wintering in Arizona, we only went for a few weeks at a time. A few weeks. And that time just flew by. And once again, the common thing, we were scared to spend the money. We didn't want to be away from home that long, so we were only gone for a few weeks. It was expensive. And now that the biggest of our cruises are over for the year, we'll be spending a lot more time in Arizona. This will be the first winter we really spend a lot of time there, I hope. And thankfully, if I'm missing the grandkids or missing home or want to come back and see my mom, whatever it might be, I can just hop on a plane and come home for a visit. And even better yet, we just booked a ticket for our son and 3 grandkids to come to Arizona just after Christmas, all on points. It didn't cost us a penny. It was all on our travel points that we have. I'll let you know what I think of being away from home longer this winter in another video. Number 6. One of our regrets, and again, here's this common theme, it was being too frugal with accommodations. And for me, this was a biggie. I'm always the worrier about money. Ken would spend everything. I'm the worrier. I'm the saver. I'm the one that checks our bank accounts and pays the bills and does our investments, etc. But early on, and even a couple of years ago, we stayed in places that were, let's call them not quite like home. And again, the common theme, it was all about money. We were nervous to spend money. So we sacrificed not necessarily comfort, because it's a bed is a bed, I guess. But we sacrificed the feeling of enjoying the place, the feeling of being on vacation. And I remember one place, or many, but this one in particular that stands out for us. It was our 40th wedding anniversary. We were planning a great big huge trip. We went from North Carolina all the way down to Florida. Then we got on a cruise in Florida and away we went. It was wonderful. But this one place in particular, we stayed on Tybee Island, I think, maybe. Anyhow, right on the ocean. Beautiful location, but the hotel was questionable. Every night when we would come home, or many times you could smell people smoking pot, which I guess isn't that uncommon nowadays. The people that were there were questionable. So although it was clean, I don't know, we sacrificed it simply because we were nervous to spend money. So although we still look for bargains when we travel, we now aren't as scared to spend a little bit more to get that vacation vibe, why we're there, that vacation excitement. So don't be too frugal with your accommodations. Number 7. Number 7, not capturing enough of it, not recording enough of it. This is one thing I do regret, yet I know what's going on in my life, why I haven't. So not recording more of our trips when we first started. Now I have a great friend, Debbie, who keeps bugging me, write it all down. And I think I should have. The adventures, the great places, the not so great places, the people, and of course the fun. Pictures are great and the videos are wonderful, but even now I'm looking times through my phone and I go, ooh, where was that? Or what was that? And so I've since learned a few tips. I had to add words onto my photos. So on my phone, I can at least say where we were and so on. But I'd recommend you document your travels, at least better than I did and still do. Number 8. This is the one, the theme has been there. The theme has been there the whole time, but let's just put it out there. Worrying too much about money and not worrying enough about time. You know, we only have so much money. but really we only have so much time. So this is probably one of the biggest lessons I'm still learning. As you know, I'm always the worrier about the money, and we only retired, or Ken only retired recently, maybe a year ago, and I can already see how quickly though the time goes by. I know there has to be a balance between spending money and keeping money, especially after you're no longer working. But I heard a saying recently, at 20, we think we have forever. At 60 or 62, in my case, we now know how short forever really is. Time versus money. Use your time wisely. Time. You can't get it back. You can't get any more. Use it wisely. And closing thoughts. Well, those are some of my biggest travel regrets and some lessons that I've learned along the way. If you're still in your planning years, don't wait. See the places you dream about while you can. Stay longer than you think you should. Spend the extra for comfort. Travel with the people that you love. And above all, remember that experiences outlast stuff. Because in the end, the biggest regrets are rarely about what we did. They're about what we ran out of time to do. I'm Maureen Dobransky. This is Life Starts at Retirement. Thank you so much for being here. Just hit that subscribe button and please consider joining our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Life Starts at Retirement. Again, thank you.